Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all well. I'm here to do Theme Thursday, which this week is lambs, ducks and the colour peach. Yes, and I've even got a peach t-shirt on. Oh, I can't find the end of it. There you go. Peach t-shirt, and on the front in silver letters it says live, laugh, live, love, laugh. Which is my favourite expression. I've got that on, of all things, a tea bag holder in the kitchen. You know, no, spoon rest actually. It is not a tea bag holder, spoon rest. Oh, just a useless bit of information for you there. So first up today I've got Lydia, and she is looking really sweet. I was wondering what to put on her today with her little cardie, and then I decided that she would look really sweet with her little socks, and I just leave her little long-sleeved onesie on with the frill, the frill collar and lace trim and a little headband, and just change her cardie without disturbing her too much. And I love this cardie. I love lemon on babies. I don't know what it is, but all my babies had lemon. Even the boys. But then my excuse for that is when I had my children, you didn't know what you were getting, so it was either lots of white and pastel colours, and then you got a surprise then. But I always used to do like knit one thing that was girly and knit one thing that was boysy. And then then when the baby was born, like if it was a blue cardie for example, then I'd put that on a little girl. I wasn't bothered about that. And it was a lot of matney coats in those days, which the boys and the girls wore. I remember when my son was born. My son is 28, he's 29 in November, and he's the baby. And then there's 7 years then between him and the next one up, which is one of my three girls. I've got a boy at the top who's 42, nearly 43, and then three girls, and then a gap of 7.5 years, and then, no, 7 years, and then there's Tom on the end. And I remember going to clinic with him for the first time, or even in hospital actually, when he was born. And there's me thinking, oh, I've got 4 kids, it's all back to normal, and get back into it again. I felt a bit rusty, but I thought, oh, it'd be fine. And it changed everything, and I felt like a new mum. It was really strange, because all the clothes were different. When I had my daughter, there was just as many people using terries as using disposables. Disposables were still expensive, really expensive. And then the times when they had their injections and what injections they had was slightly different. Now we had measles, and I think about 14 months or something like that. I can't remember now. But now it's measles, mumps and rubella, isn't it? Like when my older kids, oh never mind, Lexi's coughing. When my older kids were small, you had a jab for measles, but you didn't have a jab for German measles or mumps, which everyone takes for granted now. But we didn't get that then. So, and also he had one for meningitis as well, I think. I'm sure he did. And then when he was born, they did the heel prick, and they did a test for vitamin K or something, which I don't know if that's what they always did with the heel prick, but before in the past they do the heel prick and they just say, oh, we'll just do baby's heel prick, make sure everything's fine, and you just accepted it and they did it, and then then they started explaining things, which is confusing. But it is, isn't it? Because you've gone all that time, so like my oldest was 14 at the time, and everything had been a certain way, and then all of a sudden it was different. And I remember taking him to clinic for the first time, and he was the only baby in the whole clinic who had a terry nappy on. And the health visitor, sorting him out to weigh him and do his 6-week check, I think that's what it was. And she said, oh, it's so lovely to see a terry nappy and this sort of thing. And then she said, oh, he'll never get a sore bum, will he? And I was like, well, no. And I'm thinking, well, my baby's rarely had a sore bum. It's a pride that, you keep them from getting a sore bum. And then this other little snotty one come along, and she was like, well, all mine had disposable nappies, and none of them ever had a sore bum, and was really sort of snotty over it and didn't like it. And I felt like 2 inches tall. it's funny how people make you feel, isn't it, for no reason. And I just felt really like it took me about 5 months to really like get up to speed with all the changes, and because every time I went through a different phase, you know, as he was getting the months going by, there was something new to learn, and then you just settle into it then, don't you, and get on with it and just you're fine then, just do things your way. And people thought I was strange. You older mums might remember, but when we had our babies, Lexi, leave the water bottles alone. She's sniffing around the water bottles. She's probably hidden a treat behind it, but it's making a noise and rattling. I don't want it to show up on the video because the microphone picks up everything loudly that you don't want it to, doesn't it? Yeah, and I remember saying to my girls, I did it with all the kids, even with Tom, even though by the time Tom was born, 7 years after Natalie, it was now demand feeding, whereas all my babies have been brought up on their 6-10-2 feeding around the clock. And I say to my girls, like, best piece of advice I can give you, you know, really, is to have a routine, because this feeding on demand is fine, and obviously you're not going to let a baby go hungry, but at the same time, when you've got no routine, you just spend all day with this baby that you can't get nothing done. The baby's always crying, you're forever feeding the baby, you know, and it's just, there's no system. And but none of them did it, and they all suffered. And it'd be like, I can't get nothing done, I can't go anywhere, I haven't had a shower and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's like, well, I did try telling you, but they won't listen, will they? So I was the only person in the world, I think, that when my son was born, every other mother was doing the demand feeding, and I was doing the 6-10-2, the same as we did in hospital that I'd always known, and he was fine, absolutely fine. You know, and he was bathed every day. They don't even bath him every day now, do they? I'm sure it's something like you don't bath him for the first week, and I can't remember what my granddaughter was saying. I think Harvey was a good week old before he had his first bath, and then, like in my day, the baby was bathed almost straight away, sometimes straight away, and then you'd have a bath every day before you dressed them, or sometimes in the evening before bed, depending what you wanted. And all my babies were bathed before I took them out, and they would be dressed in nice fresh outfit and ironed, and their pillowcase would be ironed on their pushchair or pram, you know, all this sort of thing. And when they were in the buggies, I used to put broderie anglaise, because the pram pillows are flat, aren't they? So I put the pram pillow behind their back, and then I used to fold a shawl so that it made like a little seat with the frill just hanging over the edge, because I thought that looked nice. And then also you've got a blanket handy for if they drop off to sleep. You can, you know, put your hand underneath, lift their bum up a little bit and pull the blanket out and put the blanket over them. And I was quite happy off to town, you know, the babies like that. And it's just, you know, then I'm stuttering now, aren't I? Then my daughter had her kids. My youngest was 4 when my first grandchild was born, so it's very strange, because there's never been any gap between my children and then getting grandchildren. And then it was all different. I mean, she was a bit like me. She had the pram, and, you know, modern version of a pram, a bit similar to what we got today, because my granddaughter's 24 now. And then you know, she put like a quilt cover over, and she had lace around and a parasol and all the rest of it. But it's so different now. They're just, I always think they look like little pilots, because they're strapped in, aren't they, to their little car seats and their little buggies and things like that. And I'm sure our babies didn't cry so much and grizzle so much as babies do today. They're always crying, aren't they? I don't know what it is, and whether I'm just like, you know, looking back on it with a rosy glow. I know my son, well, my oldest son wasn't so bad. I say both the boys suffered a bit, but actually, no, he didn't. But my eldest daughter was a crier. I used to say she was born and then cried for 18 months. Because I don't know what it was. My first one was an easy baby, and then the second one, she was a nightmare. And whatever you did, you know, it didn't seem to be colic, it didn't seem to be this, it didn't seem to be that. Nothing really worked, and then she just sort of grew out of it. And then my youngest cried a lot, but he had really awful colic, and he really suffered with it. And I think maybe now because I didn't know about it at the time, but I found out now, like, about lactose intolerance and that kind of thing, because I'm lactose intolerant. I found out about 10 years ago now. So I think probably he's lactose intolerant as well, because even now today at 28 he can't eat too much cheese and yogurt and things like that. It upsets his tummy, though he will not leave it alone. He's absolutely addicted to cheese, absolutely loves it. And I keep telling him, this lactose free version, it tastes just the same as mild cheddar. I have it and I use it in things, you know, for me and hubby together, the same as my lactose free milk. It tastes just exactly like semi-skim milk. And but he's like, no, not eating that stuff. So there's me off on a massive tangent for 10 minutes, but I'm just in the mood to chat this morning. I don't know why. I think I was quiet yesterday and just sort of pottering, did a bit of crochet, didn't do a lot of anything very much, and just had a chill day. And so today I think I'm up for, like, I would really love today to like have coffee and chat, like with my son, because we have good chats on the phone, like for an hour, hour and a half, once or twice a week. And it'd be nice to sit and have a coffee and chat. It's my daughter-in-law's birthday today, so just in case she does watch this, happy birthday, Emily, little way from me. All of 27, bless her. Can you remember when you were 27? Oh. So she'll be happy, and hopefully having a really good day. She got a lovely present off my son. He's got her gorgeous white shabby chic dressing table with the 3 mirrors, and you know, oh, it's lovely it is. And I think we better get on with the other babies. Actually, I haven't done all the babies today, because I didn't always have either things. I did have some things, but then you might have seen them before over Easter and that kind of thing. I didn't want to just keep rehashing the same outfits, but I wanted to bring Lydia on this cardi, because I absolutely love this cardi, and it's been a little while since she wore it, and it's a little bit chilly today. It seems to be trying to fight the sun, you know, seems to be trying to fight the haze to come through, but I don't think it's come too much, and it is a little bit chilly. But anyway, there's the start, and a good old natter from me, and Lydia. So next up is Scarlett. There she is, bless her. Got her little peachy washerwoman headband on. It's a lovely, very pale, soft peach. And then this baby grow is an odd colour. It's like, it's not peach exactly, and it's not pink. It's definitely not pink. I don't know what colour you'd call it. It's not even like a blush. It's a really, I'll just say peachy pink, but it is absolutely lovely, and it really goes well with that little headband. We were having a conversation over it this morning, and I said, Tubby, what do you reckon? I said, because this is peachy to me, but like a warm peach colour. And he's like, it's not peachy, it's not pink. And he said, but it's not peachy. Well, it is peachy. And I said, well, that's fine. That's all I needed to know. But like, when your eyesight is getting older, sometimes colours are a bit funny, aren't they? And I'm long overdue for glasses. That's on my list of to-dos in the next sort of few months, along with haircuts and nails and a pedicure. Well, maybe not a pedicure this time, but nails definitely. And yeah, hair, nails, teeth, and carry on with my healthy eating. I've lost 10 pound. Well, when I weighed myself last week, I'd lost 10 pound in the last about 5 weeks, 6 weeks or so. So I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to try and carry on with that and lose a little bit more. I don't want to lose too much, because it's scary, because I'm like, you know, really quite overweight, and I'm only 5'2.5", and I'm quite round, and I'm happy to lose a bit of weight, because I think you know, it help like my health and my pain management and that kind of thing, especially like my knees, you know, and I'd like to have a bit more energy. But what scares me is when you see people who've lost a lot of weight and then all their skin is hanging everywhere. Ugh. Isn't that horrible? So, not to be horrible to anyone who's done it. I mean, my own daughter was quite chunky, and then she was ill with pancreatitis, and she lost a whole load of weight, and she has that problem with her arms and different things, bless her. And she's been like that since she was 23. She's 36 now. And, you know, but she's really good. She just gets on with it. Doesn't take any notice at all. Just gets on with it. If she wants to wear a sleeveless top in the summer, she does. and she doesn't take any notice. She says, well, Mum, I'm lucky to be here, so why should I worry about things like that? Which is great, isn't it? But then I don't want to be like folding up my skin to be going anywhere. So I decided that I'm going to try and lose a few stone and just leave it at that if I can, because I tend to lose some, and I'm getting quite into it, and I'm doing all the calorie counting and the fat counting and whatever and you need to do, and then I'm just making healthy swaps and that kind of thing, and then I do little walks and do my physio exercises and all this kind of thing, and then I find that I plateau then. And then I'll get to a stage where, oh, I'm doing really well, I've lost 13 pound, or I've lost 15 pound or something like that. That's usually where it starts to struggle. And then all of a sudden then I'll like stay the same, and then you think, and then I find then that slowly, gradually I start to sneak in little bits. Oh, it won't hurt, I'll just have a bit of cake, or a cake. Or it won't hurt, I'll just have a couple of roasties. And then it gradually builds back up until eventually you're off the diet again and the weight is building back up again. So I've tried Weight Watchers, they're really good, but it's the hunger with Weight Watchers. I don't mind doing the diet and the counting and all that. I quite enjoy it, writing it down, seeing how good I am, totting it all up. And then you've got your spare points every week, so if you do have a little bit over, you don't feel unnecessarily, like, oh, I've ruined it now, feeling. Because that'd be me. If I ruin anything, I've got to have a completely fresh start then, because it's just how I am. So you don't feel like that with Weight Watchers. You just feel, oh, that's all right, I cheated today, or I went out and I ate too much, or I really fancied a nice bowl of ice cream in front of the telly and I've eaten up all my points, but you've got those few extra to swing with, haven't you? But the only problem I find is with the Weight Watchers is the recipes are fine, actually, and all these other things, really easy to use, lots of motivation, lots of gadgets you can buy if you want to, and all the rest of it. But it's the hunger, because how are you supposed to? I know you should be good, and obviously it'll wear off in time, but I get so hungry on Weight Watchers, like there's no depth to the meals, if you see what I mean. And I need some depth to my meals, because otherwise I just can't function. I don't know what it is, but I need something. But when it's all like salad and veg and lean meat, and which is basically what it is, and it's salad, fruit, vegetables, and then lean meat, and then anything else, even like yogurt, it's like got quite high points on. Then I'm thinking, God, I'm eating fresh air and I'm so hungry and I can't stick to it, and I try, but I really can't stick to it. So let's get back to, so any tips, anybody? That's what I was building up to. If anybody got any tips or any suggestions, I can't do any like fasting or any of those diets where you like hardly eat anything or don't eat anything for one day and then you can eat what you like for one day. I can't do that because my system just will not have it. I get hypoglycemic and pass out if I don't have like regular meals. And it, and because of my medications, you have to have them on food and this sort of thing. So I need to have like meals, but sensible meals, and go from there really and try and work it out. So it's quite complicated. Complicated me, I'm a complicated girl. So this gorgeous like peachy colour, I mean in this light I'm saying it's peach, let me know what you think. Baby Grow comes from next, and I absolutely love this. I love the gathered cuffs. I don't know how practical they'd be with a real baby. I have a feeling that they might draw their hands back and end up sucking the fabric, but because you've got the loose wrist. But I love this. They're really, really cute and so easy for dressing, especially on like Lydia, who's got some of it the way her fingers are. And then it's got a lovely embroidery on glazed frill around the neck, which is really, really pretty. And then on the front it's got all embroidered and applique little motifs. You've got flowers and leaves on that one. You've got a little grey mouse down there, which is absolutely adorable. A squirrel over there holding flowers, a little bunny up there with flowers, and over there a little pinky, peachy pinky hedgehog, which is really, really sweet. And he's holding an apple, it looks like. But she looks absolutely adorable. She's getting that she needs rematting now. I'm thinking of and you know, just touching up generally, looking for any faults and check her stuff in and all that kind of thing, because she's a good 2 years old now. In fact, I think Narnia, who is up there in a, because with peach and apricot colours today, I'll say that dress is apricot, which it is really, isn't it? It's not actually quite orange. And then you've got Ava and Chase over there, and over that side, oh, there's the two girls waiting for their turn. And then we've got Jameson in the blue hat, and next to him is Reuben, who's got little peach ears on his bunny hat, but I thought I won't bring him back again because he was on in that the other day. And the same for Narnia, who's laying there with her little lovey that I made, a little comforter. And back down to Scarlet. There she is, little sweetheart. So now I'm going to bring the two girls over. I've completely forgotten what I was saying, but now I'm going to bring the two girls over. There we are, finally organised. That took me ages, that did. I could not get them in the right position. So I got this far and I left it. I decided not to fuss anymore. So I just panned down a little bit just to focus more on them. So last but not least today is Seren on this side, on the left. And I don't know if you know, because I have mentioned it before, but you know, subscribers change, don't they, on week? Mine go down sort of half a dozen, and then they'll go back up again and go down and go up. But Seren is a Welsh name, it means star. I absolutely love that name. I can't pinch it because Mum named her that, so I just got my, just knocked the tripod, sorry. And then next to her is Abby. Who is Abby Rose, and she is wearing, I'll go back to Abby on this side, and she is wearing a cute little peachy excuse me, headband, and then she's wearing a sort of rusty brown cardie, which is quite sweet. I like to change the colours sometimes for the girls and have more of a boy's colour, even though I love pastels and pretty things and lacy socks and bows and anything girly and sparkly and pink, and I'm there, you know, silver and sparkly and you know, like anything like that, and I'm there straight away. But sometimes I go the other way. I'm always one thing or the other, and then I like to have Lexi, leave it alone. Then I like to have like some sort of muddier boys colours, and this is part of a set. It's actually got little blouse and shorts to go with it, which is really sweet. And I used to put on with tights and little boots. But it's a lovely sort of, you know, rusty brown colour. And I was putting on it this morning, and I was thinking to myself, it reminded me of years ago when my middle daughter was about 9, and we didn't live in Devon then, and we come down from Wales on holiday, and I'd spent weeks and weeks before the holiday knitting them all cardies to wear on holiday. You know what it's like, you're picking up all these clothes and a few things every week, and you put them to the side, and then it's like, no, you can't wear it till we've been on holiday, and then you can wear it whenever you want then. So it's like you go on holiday in like May, say, when it's cheaper. Me and Mum used to go half each. And then, you know, then when they come back, then they've got all these clothes then for the summer, haven't they, in the spring. And then you do the same in September then. You'd go back at the end of the season because it's cheaper. Me and Mum would go half each for everything again, except for like food and drink, you know, that kind of thing. But the expenses we'd go half each for. And then you do the same again. You get the clothes put by, and then when they come back, they can wear whatever they like. But they can't wear it before. And I made my middle daughter, Deoma, this cardigan, and it was made up of leftovers. And the bottom was bottle green of all colours. And I knitted the bottom, and then when it got to like the arm, you know, where the armholes are, that level, the top up from there then was a yellow. And it was a nice show, and it matched the green lovely. And then where the two colours met, I did a row of that loopy stitch. Remember the loopy jackets? And I mixed the two colours together. And it looked absolutely lovely on, with like some flowery leggings and little flowery trousers and things like that. It looked really nice on her because she had really long brown hair as well. It was down past her bum. It was used to touch on the top of her thighs. Really, really long it was. And a beautiful hair. She's still got lovely thick hair now, but she dyes it black now, and obviously she has it shorter because she's like 37 now. Yeah, that brought back that memory for some very random reason. But it did look really nice. And my youngest daughter at the same time, I think actually this might be what brought the memory back. I knitted her like a rusty colour cardigan. It was a little bit darker than this. And I did it all in a really lacy stitch. But you know, did it in like a boy's colour, if you like an alternative colour. And that looked really nice. She had these flowery trousers. And they're like green and rusty brown flowers, and oh, it looked really lovely. But I mean, you're going back now a long time, you know, these girls are like over 35 now, but it did look really nice. I always remembered that for some reason. I have no clue why, but it just, you get these memories come back, don't you? And also Abby is wearing a pale peach dress I made for her with white polka dots and embroidery on glaze trim. And then she's got her little socks on with bows and her little best shoes, little white patent shoes. And then Seren is wearing a different top to what I intended actually. I was going to put on a little white blouse with a little Peter Pan collar, but I can't find it in the wardrobe anywhere. I know it's there. It's probably under a dress or something, but I just couldn't find it, and I gave in the end. Got a bit stroppy with myself and changed it for this top. But she's got green slides to pick up the green in her top, and just over there she's got, oops, stand on the socket, a little peach like chiffony flower with gold butterfly, and then another little peachy pink flower with a little button in the middle, and then another gold butterfly and green. So I put the green slides in to pick up that. And then she's got little embroidered shoes from the next clearance I got for £3. They are so pretty and delicate. And then she's wearing these lovely, nice bright peach leggings that have got little bunnies all over and clouds and rainbows. And I got these from next clearance last year, I think it was. It might have even been the year before, and they were £2 or £3. You'll hear me say next clearance a lot because I'm always trawling on there looking for things. I often buy from there. I like next things, but I don't like paying the full price. So I like to have a little browse on there and see what I can find. Same for us women as well, you know, for women's things, I'll have a look on there for that as well. So there you go. So well done if you've lasted this long and listened to me rabbiting away, but I have enjoyed your company and I have enjoyed chatting to you today. I hope you've enjoyed visiting, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the babies in their theme Thursday, and I hope you'll come back again. You're always welcome in Dee's bedroom, because this is my actual bedroom. It isn't a spare bedroom. This is my actual bedroom. I don't have a nursery. This is my actual bedroom. The babies aren't in here all the time. I might have a few sat on the bed in the daytime normally, and then they'll put them on the floor in the night if I do go and lay on the bed for a bit, because I sleep in the recliner in the living room because of my back. But and then other times they're left on there sometimes, but generally they're not all in here. This is my actual bedroom. So, but I think people think this is like our spare room, you know, but it isn't. It's my actual bedroom. So, bye for now, everyone. Take care. Look after yourselves and each other. And again, thank you for popping in. I'm just so sure there was something I was going to say and talk about today, and I've absolutely forgotten it and talked about everything else besides. But never mind, it'll keep to another day. So take care. Have a great weekend. If I'm not back before, you know, I think I'll be back on the weekend. But if I'm not back over the weekend or before, bye for now. Take care, everyone. Look after yourselves and each other. Lots of love. Bye.